We are live. Hello, everybody.
Hello, universe.
Welcome back to our, feels like 2 months. Probably been pretty close to that by now.
It's been a bit.
Yeah, welcome back to the Vampire Galactic Conquest scenario that is the Eternal Empire.
We may have rested for a moment, but we return.
Yes. I once again am at the helm, being well. We have it. We have our Kaiser in. So what are we? The viziers.
Visors? Viziers? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the right German term, but yes, I'm Advisor Quinn at the
Well, the
controls.
advisor krauts. And I'm Grant, here to just always try to push Advisor Quinn into the wrong directions and to see if I can create more chaos.
Oh, super mutant! I've been waiting so long. I went ahead and finished college. Congrats!
Well, hey, congrats!
Way to make us feel bad, but congrats.
At long last, education in the German Eternal Empire.
So, wow. How much do I have to cover? Well, I think the biggest thing we left off on was the Fallen Empire over here that we've been getting Crusaders from for quite a long time, thanks to the head of Zarklon, has woken up after being continuously defeated by the Tronzaru Corps. As you can see right now, a lot of their territory has been claimed again. But that's actually because they're currently at war. You see them, they have some of the systems over here. They're kind of like
Starting to spread out.
Yeah, they're speckled all over the place because, of course, going to war with the Tronzaru, and actually, I'm not sure who declared war on whom here, but it is a total war, meaning every time they claim a system, if they get total control over it, they immediately snag it up. They don't have to occupy it and wait for the war to end. So we have this weird border sprawl problem where everywhere that Hesukar are able to muster up one of their big fleets, they get a little patch of territory, but the Tronzaru and their what's the right name? Union of Sovereign Stars have thrown everything at their home turf and have taken it over. Meanwhile, on our end, I've mainly tried to consolidate. The main issue we've been having since pretty much we got this massive sprawl of systems was it took a long time for anything to make it from one side of the empire to another. And so I've actually started to build several gateways to help interconnect the empire and solve one major problem that I haven't talked about much, being our trade routes. So
I don't even know if I knew trade routes were a thing.
Correct. I think I touched on them a bit, but yeah, all the wars and stuff we were going on quickly dwarfed this. So the whole thing about trade routes is if you build a star base up past the one that just claims the system, it becomes like a point of trade. And eventually all of these points of trade have to get back to your capital, or else the trade value they've been collecting, which is just kind of ambiguous commercial goods, gets wasted.
Okay.
So if the trade value is able to get collected and through a trade route back to your capital, it becomes like this big net trade value, which depending on what policy you pick, either turns into credits, consumer goods, etc., etc. Now, the biggest thing was, because our empire was so spread out and I didn't really have any big fleets patrolling it, piracy was a big problem. And every point where you get kind of this red skull symbol means pirates have pretty much locked down that system. And at some point, they'll probably spawn and actually try and build a base here.
I feel like I see a good number of skulls there.
Yeah, like you have the white skulls saying, hey, piracy's been a problem, or you have red skulls, which is pirates are pretty much capping the trade coming through this system. Luckily, with star bases, the trade route can go just right through the gate. So you see, we have these little lines that are just cutting right through the empire. Most of them going to Beta Centauri. Honestly, I don't know why I built a gate there. I probably should have just built one at Sol. I was feeling like putting a gate at Sol was, just not cool. We want the Sol system sacred. We don't want just a door we have to leave open to the rest of the galaxy.
Of course.
I may give up on that at some point because Los Staros has a red skull, so all the trade going through Beta Centauri is still kind of being capped as it goes through Los Staros and then to Sol. But, as you can see, it has allowed a lot of our trade routes to bump back up to 100%, meaning all of the trade value that's being collected along these routes is making it to the capital, allowing us to have pretty good income in most of our sectors. And that's economy in Stellaris for you. Now, big thing I will point out is this is still the 2.1 patch. It is not the, as I'm sure everyone loves to call it, the dick update.
Update.
Because actually in Stellaris, all the major updates are named after science fiction authors, and they finally got down to the guy who wrote
Philip K. Dick?
Yep. 200 Game Electric Sheep. And that one actually reworked so much that I couldn't have this game update to it. Like, all the planet stuff was changed. Like, all of these building slots got cut. You lost the last 4, so all of the jobs those were doing, they added a new district. There was no way I was going to have, even if like the game system still worked, there was no way I was going to be able to modify all of our colonies to work within the new system. But it adds a lot of cool features. For example, when we were first discovering these empires back when we were first playing, once we encountered them and learned who they were, we pretty much got sight over all of their territory. Not so in the Dick update. For that, you actually have to use your envoys to have first contact scenarios. And those play out a lot like how we did these archaeological digs, where as time went on, you would gradually learn more. And then at some point, you would finally make first contact, and you would then set up your starting kind of diplomatic stance with that empire. And then after that...
I see. So you basically find like hints of their existence throughout the universe before you actually bumped into them.
Yeah,
okay.
and then you have choices where it's like, oh, do we want to be hostile, or do we want to be passive? Do we want to kind of capture this ship and interrogate or dissect the inhabitants? A lot of stuff you can do to kind of get an edge, or kind of start from a bad position when you first meet them. And then going on, you can also use your envoys to build spy networks, and that's actually how you get a lot of this information I get automatically just from having an earlier version of the game. Like, if this was the Dick update, unless I was using an envoy to spy on these empires, this would all be unknown. We wouldn't know how these empires would stand alongside us.
Okay.
Is this the same save? It is a different save. I did play, I think, another 10 or 20 years after we last left off, because a lot of it was just bookkeeping and also dealing with all of this unemployment. I'm still not dealing with it. The one thing I've gotten a bit of an edge on is I've gotten our different game. I've gotten our Ringworld project in Blood Moon underway, so once this is completed, it will be not the best, but you definitely don't want just a ring world segment full of slaves, but these things can house a whole lot of people, so we can start dumping people in here, giving them.
We're gonna have space for them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and just generally getting them out of our hair. I tried doing that with the habitats, but as you can see, even with sectors full of habitats, I'm woefully unprepared to deal with all of these people breeding.
They just keep having babies and none of them want to get jobs. Before we go much deeper, I do want to go ahead and shout out a thank you to Hangry Giant and Mila Ninja for their subs. And Dandesto throwing us 100 bits, saying for Laboon, may he never be forgotten.
He will never be forgotten. That's why we have
agree.
Laboon's Grave. We have Laboon's Requiem still over here in Disney World. I'm not sure why.
Regular old Laboonatics with how much we remember him. And thank you, Green Eldridge, for your sub, too. Reminder, I do have that list of names for like ships and fleets and planets and stuff. It's been a little bit since we streamed, so if you've got names and stuff on here, there's a good chance you've probably forgotten it. Feel free to suggest names if I see your name on here already for stuff. I might executive decision and just let you know that you've already got one, so I might be ignoring it, or it might be on the bottom of the list, so you may have to wait a while for your recommendation, but just letting you know that it's still an option available.
On that note, I actually did end up making this different, kind of swarmer defense station during the downtime. If you have a ship name for that, I'd love to use it.
All right, here, I'm going to throw 2 of them at you, just because I feel like we've got a lot of names, and I don't know how many of these names we're going to get through, because I know we're kind of getting towards later-ish game. But would you rather Veil Hunter's Lurker or Ekus Firth's The Nephilim?
Ooh,
which feels more fitting for this?
This is, I feel like Nephilim it will be better because this whole thing is not only does it throw stuff down range, but it also has a hangar bay, so it's going to be spawning a whole lot of little gremlins to come mess with whoever tries to attack the system. So I think Nephilim is much more appropriate. Help me
take
spell
that. Oh, geez, of course I go ahead and...
I'm thinking something like this. Nifhilim.
Nephilim.
Nephilim. Like that?
Nephilim, yes.
All right.
I'll keep Lurker on the list, but just, you know, I'll be giving you options just so we get the best name for our vessels.
I appreciate it. And the gate, and as I said, the kind of gateway network I'm making throughout the Empire is still underway. I already dispatched most of our constructors to go deal with it. And as you can see, our fleets have gotten quite hard to manage, but hopefully we'll be able to quickly pivot most of our assets wherever they need to be. Oh, and just in time, we can talk to the Shroud. These are always fun excursions.
I do love the Shroud bits.
Powerful boon, a positive effect on our child. So it looks like we have a high probability of success on increasing our influence. I'm gonna go actually for shield strength and see if... Alright, so now our shields are 50% stronger for at least a little bit.
Sounds good. Useful.
We haven't come across any other Eldritch Abominations in the Shroud. I definitely would have paused the game if we had. And it looks like the Zealots are meeting with a lot of success down here because the Trade Association has always kind of been the sick man of the Union of Sovereign Stars. Oh, and speaking for anyone who forgot the political alignments as they stand, we of the Eternal Empire still have the Magar sovereignty as our client state. They hate us for that because we blew up their homeworld. Meanwhile, the Union of Sovereign Stars has the Tronzaru and the Wizaraki as kind of the forefront, but then you also have the Trade Association as their minor partner. And then finally you have the Galactic Raxicodium Coalition, which a long time ago conquered like the rump state of the galaxy, the Skipped Star Realm, and so now they're kind of paired up just like we're paired up with the Sovereignty. I've been trying to not exactly court, but bully the coalition into joining us as a client state, or maybe as like a hegemony coalition, which is a federation, but one empire is pretty much recognized as the boss. It's a counterpoint to the Union, the Union of Sovereign Stars, which is more like a Star Trek Federation
like
style.
Gotcha. So basically, things are probably going to get a little tense as someone tries to establish themselves as like head boss instead of being part of a union of systems.
Yeah, I mean, if the hegemon of the Federation we want to set up, it gets too weak, then you can have like a almost Klingon style fight for control of the Federation. Meanwhile, the Union over here is just like, yeah, every 20 years someone else is president.
I see. That sounds way too orderly and predictable for the Eternal Empire. I know we've got our Kaiserin, but regular elections?
Yeah, and of course, unemployment's just been a massive problem. I kind of fitting for the Empire of Vampires to kind of fall into decadence here with no one to really fight or expand against. The core...
We got too fat on blood.
Yeah, if the core was standing alone, it would be nice, but with the whole Union of Sovereign Stars, and actually, the Wizaraki have completely annihilated the Grey Tempest, so they got control of the L Cluster, which likely wasn't at the end of the game. I found out now that it's over that actually the score endgame isn't happening for almost another 200 years. I don't think we're going to wait that long, but I'll talk about that when the time comes. Meanwhile, it looks like our ring world is nearing completion. One of the sections is done. Let me go ahead and actually send a colony ship over. Which, hey, actually means we're going to need another colony name.
another colony name. Well, we've got from Talon of the Dragon, we've got Wayne's World for this colony.
Hold on. I wanna adjust this.
Sure,
There.
I'll accept that.
Fitting. And that was the right way to spell Wayne. Been a while
Yes.
since I've seen that show. Oh, I'm sorry.
Party
Talon
on,
of the Dragon.
Quinn.
Correct. The gay tempest has been exterminated by the Wizaraki.
There we
Feel
go.
free to call them bigots for it. I did see someone asking how I felt about the new economy system for the Dick update. I have not played because I had to keep the game in the old patch to keep this running. I haven't played much of the Dick update. I know about the First Contact, the new planets. I don't quite think I understand how to handle industrial districts yet, which is the new planetary district, which churns out either consumer goods or alloys depending on how you specialize. So I can't say one way or the other if I approve. It's just different right now.
It's changed. Could you have patched the game? Like, if you had patched the game, would that make this file unplayable, or would it just not?
It would not. It would not be unplayable. I did actually try to see if I could make it work with the Dick update, but the problem was it changed so much about the planets that it like the unemployment on Earth would have been 20 because it eliminates not exactly half, but some of the buildings.
So it would have changed this file. It just would have been so much to have kind of gone back and fixed. It might have been like just a nightmare.
It actually, it would have updated the game to the new system, but the problem is we would then not know how any of these empires compare to us. All of our planets would be broken. It would essentially have made the game unplayable, but not technically unplayable.
I see. I misunderstood and thought it was just like I updated my game, but because this file was already in progress, it is playing on an old pad.
Yeah, in order to make this game work, at least to the point where I can play it and maybe win it, I had to revert to the old patch. But that doesn't mean the Dick update broke the game in a programming sense.
Okie doke. I see.
They prayed the gay tempest away. Oh, you know what? Is it still here, or did it lose the vote? Yeah, so, oddly enough, the Wizaraki tried to pass the one-seat Galactic Council vote. Let's see, where was that? I think it was up here. Yeah, they tried to change the council size to 1, and being by far, the one with the most diplomatic favor, they would have become the only member of the council. So, everyone was against that.
They did not like the rest of the council did not like the idea of them being the council.
Well, heck, even the rest of the galaxy, they couldn't even get the rest of their federation to vote with them, which would have been bad, because I would have had to try and veto that. I'm honestly just a bit surprised the AI went that far. Although, funny thing, is it available? Yeah, so that if you look below the dashes, that's the tagline for changing the council size.
I am the Senate. I like it. They know what they're doing.
Even though with the Nemesis update, that's how you change the galactic community into a galactic imperium. Like they obviously that this is now a bit outdated because you can pretty much pull a Palpatine and turn the Galactic Republic into the first Galactic Empire. Happy May 4th, everybody.
Yeah. Almost forgot. Today is the Star Wars Day.
I was actually thinking about, like, during the huddle, I was thinking about, instead of Stellaris, actually playing Empire at War, which is the Star Wars real-time strategy game. But I decided against it. That just would have been a whole nother long campaign that would have gone on for way too long.
Would have been too much.
Yeah, it would have been a nice, like, one-day thing, but if I had done, like, the Galactic Conquest thing, it essentially becomes another game of this, just more direct. Oh yeah, and the Bad Batch series started today. I actually saw the first episode.
Oh. Wait, what is that? I've definitely heard that name.
It features characters that were in the Clone Wars series. Actually, the season they put up on Disney Plus.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now it's coming back to me. Okay. The stuff featuring the Clone Wars characters and stuff like that. I definitely feel like I remember hearing something like that happening.
Yeah. So it's tracing a group of defective clones from like right at where Revenge of the Sith ended. I thought it was okay. I'm gonna wonder where it goes. What I did not like is in the immediate start of the series, it covers something that was covered in the comics and covers it vastly differently. And I remain frustrated that Disney had the whole hullabaloo about the new canon and and the story group, and they still don't try and keep things straight.
They haven't even figured out exactly what's truly canon for their universe now yet.
Yeah, and it was so annoying to the extent of you could have what happened with totally different characters and have it not break the canon you established in the comics. It reeks of comics aren't the real canon. Comics are just there for the nerds to enjoy.
It's fun what ifs.
But we do get a peek at a character's past. Yeah, but you get that peek in the comics, and it's different. That's my problem. If the comics weren't
breaking that canon.
Yeah, if the comics weren't there, I think I wouldn't have the problem. But the thing is, when Rebels came out, they had a comic series that went into that, and then now it's different because Bad Batch says it's so. And I really don't want to come off as just a stickler for the canon. I'm not whining because it's different. I'm whining because Disney made a whole big thing about establishing a new canon, having it be arranged by a story group, and having everything kind of interwoven and intermesh. And I went, okay, that's fine. I get looking at the tangled mess that was the Star Wars EU before that and going, we're just not going to deal with that anymore. But then you're just doing it again because you have these different sources of information that now conflict. It's being a stickler for retcons. You know what? That's fair. Omega Syntax, I will agree with that. All hail Lord Filoni. Yeah. The man who will not kill his darlings.
Just can't take it. Can't let go of parts of a universe he's built. And I can understand that. That stuff takes time. You get attached.
Well, I mean, you can say parts of the universe, but it ends up just being Ahsoka.
Well,
which, when it comes to,
beloved character.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand making something, having to defend her against everyone decrying her. Like, when she first appeared, I think she was not exactly the Jar Jar,
Did people just immediately not like her?
I feel like they found her pretty annoying with the whole kind of go-between with the Skywalker. It's like Sky Guy and Snips. I feel like there were at least in the circles I swam in, a lot of people were annoyed with her, but then grew to like her. And, creating a character like that and having to go through that process of defending her, developing her, and finally having her be accepted as a true Star Wars character, that gets, that really has you adopt her into your, I don't know the right words for it, but you take personal ownership of that. You take pride in it. But I kind of just have to roll my eyes when, the crowning achievement is probably having her have a voice in the Star Wars movie. Like, you hear Ahsoka Tano speak to Rey, and, I figured that's the top bar. You made this character, she's now in a Star Wars movie.
Part of the universe, yeah. Like the greater canon that everyone is going to probably see.
But then I hear a story just like a week after the movie came out that goes, oh, just because you heard Ahsoka's voice to Rey doesn't mean she's dead. And this is like the 5th time, I swear, that Ahsoka's been dead, and Filoni comes out and says, maybe not. Just like,
if you're in contact with the Force, can you ever truly die? Maybe that's what he means.
Well, So
We've got those Force ghosts of Anakin and Qui-Gon.
There's an open debate that it wasn't until Qui-Gon that Jedi were able to become a Force ghost. Otherwise,
oh, and Ahsoka would be before that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it gets really complicated, and I don't want to have to drag this thing down into a, actually, but the philosophy was, at least when it comes to the Jedi, that when something dies, it just rejoins the living force and joins the energy spread throughout the galaxy. It wasn't until Qui-Gon, at least as far as Revenge of the Sith is concerned, that a person was able to retain their individuality after joining the Force. And Qui-Gon taught that to Obi-Wan, which is how you started getting Force ghosts.
Yeah, so I definitely remember it's Revenge of the Sith, right? Where like we kind of, I don't think we see Qui-Gon's Force ghost, but like Obi-Wan greets him like he sees him or something, or mentions him by name in some way. Yeah,
it's right near the end when they're talking about splitting up the twins.
Like, and like someone has found a way to communicate from beyond Qui-Gon, like something like that.
Also, voting no on this. Banning the use of world crackers.
What? Yeah. Why do we have them if we can't use them?
I'm gonna go ahead and veto this. Oh, I don't. Wait. Okay. Yeah, I have the influence for it. Nope. We're done. We're not voting on that, guys. Bye.
This sounds like an issue brought forth by people with planets that need some cracking.
I don't even. I think actually it was the sovereignty that proposed it. So I guess of all the people who don't want more planets cracked, the ones that already lost their homeworld to it probably have a good reason to.
They have a vested interest in getting this technology outlawed. I would, if I was in the Star Wars universe at the right time, I would have shown up at Qui-Gon Jinn's funeral just to nudge like Obi-Wan or someone to be like, more like Qui-Gon too soon, am I right?
Yoda looks back. Too soon, that is.
I'll be like, yeah, that's the bit, Yoda. And then I'll walk away, exiled forever from the Jedi Academy.
You know, I feel like Obi-Wan
badly timed joke.
Like, Obi-Wan would be cool enough to go. He like snicker as tears roll down his face.
He'd give me a pat on the shoulder and be like, "Thanks for trying."
Fat Planet, thank you for the 2,500 bits. Too soon.
Ooh, super mutant, one upping me, Qui-Gon, but not quite.
That is good.
Damn it! Well played.
There's your Force rival, Grant. Super mutant. Oh, Drew Milwaukee, sorry.
It'd be this it'd be this silly Force time travelers of just like trying to one up each other with the best one-liner at Qui-Gon's funeral.
Okay, you know what? I'm here for the Star Wars chat. We got best era of Star Wars: Knights of the Republic, Clone Wars, Galactic Empire, post-war. That I think is a very interesting question, because would it be best era to say live in, or best era that is like the most interesting to look at? Because if it comes to best era to live in, I would say KOTOR, because for the most part, unless you have, you know, a Sith Empire creeping around the corner, that's mostly okay. Like, you have the Jedi doing their job, but still kind of falling into the purity fallacy. But otherwise, nothing really is going on. Then you have Clone Wars, which is a galaxy-spanning war where it's kind of wondering where is safe. Galactic Empire, you're being oppressed by a fascist regime, so Post-war, you get about 30 years of peace before entire solar systems are getting wiped off the map. So, I would say when it comes to live-in, it would be KOTOR. As for what's the most interesting, I gotta go with Galactic Empire, because that's when you have, like, the subtle... Like, I have a whole bookshelf of books dedicated to role-playing
like
during...
that era.
During the Galactic Civil War. How can I say that's not interesting? Mandalorian's
happening. Time to be a Star Wars scholar. Like, if you were in that universe, that'd be a fun era of history to be a part of and to get to chronicle.
True. Let's see, repeal the readied shield. I oppose that because I quite like having my military strength and improve my diplomatic standing. Mandalorians happened in KOTOR, though. They did, but they didn't... I still feel like, despite the wars that broke out, the galaxy as a whole was still an okay place to live in. Contrasted from Clone Wars or Galactic Empire, where either you're being oppressed or you either have the Confederacy or the Republic blowing through and blowing up everything.
Are the humans we see in Star Wars, are they humans? Like, is that what they are called in universe?
No, I believe they're dancers. Sorry,
Huh.
I had to go. Are we human or are...
Nicely done.
That's the first thing that popped into my head when you started that question. I was like, no, I have to say it. I don't care how bad it is. So, I believe...
What's great is you could have held to that and I would have believed you.
So, in a more pushing glasses up empirical explanation...
Yeah, no, please. This is the question where I'm looking for a well, actually.
I believe they're just categorized as human, and then you have all of the different skin, like you have the Pantorans, you have the Mirialans, who are all like near human, where they, aside from like a skin color or a facial feature, they're human. So I don't believe there's any explanation of like why are humans here and why are they so prevalent. It's just, well, that's of course how they're going to be in a movie. So
yeah,
let's just explain that away as they're all here. We don't know where they came from. They just seem to
just
crop
showed
up.
This is an alternate universe where humans were just part of this very active galaxy.
Probably because they fuck like rabbits. Super mutant? Yeah, no, I'd buy that.
Oh, also fair.
I aside from, I'm sure this whole conversation so far has built things up, but I am sure there are plenty of people who are much more versed in Star Wars lore than me. And as far as I am aware, I do not know if humans were ever given like an origin story. Like anyone pointed to a planet and said humans came from there and then they spread everywhere.
Yeah, like I never got any implication like, you know, say in Mass Effect where it's very clear, where it's like, oh, humans were kind of last to show up to this big space table that we're all sitting at. Or, you know, something like that. The Star Wars universe definitely just feels like, and humans were part of this, kind of all along.
I'm sure
throws
someone...
me is just how they seem to be like on so many different planets, like which I guess I don't know that much about other species in the Star Wars universe necessarily, if they're like kind of locked to different planets. But I feel like the Gungans seem to really only show up on Naboo. I don't think if they were really from anywhere else, but I feel like we have found humans on like Tatooine amongst many other planets. That's what threw me off on their existence.
Yeah, Talon of the Dragon just said it. I'm pretty sure the idea is humans became very prevalent on this galaxy and eventually ended up on Earth, which is how you get the long time ago deal.
They're the fathers of our star children.
It's a fantasy story. I don't think it's ever really meant to be explained. I agree, and yet we still ended up with midichlorians.
Right. Like, I guess I also agree. I'm sure when humans were pitched into the story, there was no plan to be like, and we'll figure out how they got here. But I just also know how Star Wars has gone and how I feel like they've tried to find a way to explain any question someone would have. Boom. Looking for chat. I know I saw someone mention it earlier, but do we have a goal in mind for this stream, like a point we're trying to reach, or
honestly,
we're really fighting anyone right now?
I'm trying to see what's going to happen as the Zealots battle the Union of Sovereign Stars, because they've lost all of their home systems, but they're kicking the trade association's butt down here. So I'm kind of waiting to see if the Union is actively getting weakened by battling the Zealots, or if the Zealots are pretty much, this is their last gasp as they constantly try to battle for a place in the galaxy that's outgrowing them. Depending on how that concludes, I may decide just how to wrap up the game, which is either throwing ourselves against the Union in a galactic war that rivals the Clone Wars, or casting a spell from beyond the stars. So at the moment, we're kind of in a holding pattern.
Waiting for the universe to shake out, basically.
Pretty much. Like, the big question is, are the Zealots going to be exterminated by the Union, or are they going to still get a piece of the pie after losing all of their home systems? And honestly, that's the biggest thing I think is unfortunate, is, let's see here. Are they still on? Oh yeah, now their fleet power is considered inferior. They still have a lot of advanced tech in their ships that we haven't gotten yet, which I'm sure the Union's grabbed up through their frequent wars. So we might, if it looks like they're about to be exterminated, we may jump on the bandwagon and fight them simply to get some of that tech from their fleet wreckage.
That's a cool mechanic. I forgot about that, but I like that, where if you're at war with a more advanced civilization, basically you can take the wreckage of their stuff and be like, how'd this work? What'd they do?
What I wish we could do is actually, so we have this whole fleet of pilgrims from them, the Zarklon pilgrim fleets. They have the tech. Like, they've got these dark matter thrusters, dark matter reactors. Heck, they don't have AI. They just see the future and program their ships accordingly. I wish we had this stuff, but I don't see any way to get it from the ships we just have under our control. We have to go to war, and we have to blow up their ships. Can you forcibly vassalize them? I could, but let's see here. I have to actually find a world out of their control. They would never willingly do it. They have this imperious attitude, which adds a massive modifier against getting them to join you in a federation. We could join them and essentially become a vassal, but we wouldn't want to do that.
A study has been completed.
It would have been nice to actually have two fallen empires, but maybe I made the galaxy too small. Because if they're two fallen empires and they both awaken, you can have an event called a War in Heaven, where they declare war on each other and look to everyone else in the galaxy and say, pick a side.
Start enlisting.
Yeah. You could either join one or the other, or stay independent and kind of form a league of non-allied powers, which is just at war with both of them, because both the empires are a bit offended by that. Yeah, I remember the one game I actually carried to completion was like my AI United Federation of Planets against, well, it was a War in Heaven scenario, so I was against both of them. That was a bitch. Because the problem was, it was a lot like this. A fallen empire on one of my borders, and a fallen empire like one cluster away. So if they wanted to fight each other, they would have had to go through my space anyway. I'm like, well, I might as well just blow up both of you and try for a two-front war, because if it seesaws through my turf, everything's getting blown up anyway.
Does sound rough.
I guess you could say a secondary objective is seeing if I can actually gobble up the coalition here, so I can finally just split the galaxy down between two powers instead of having this weird third state, which isn't useful to the Union and really isn't powerful enough to really be worth adding to my coffers. Because they're hostile to me, and so also won't want to join a federation. So I'd have to just take them over like I did the Sovereignty, but the Tronzara are in the way. It's a whole thing. So the one way I was thinking of going to war with them was actually jumping in, because the Crimson Fucker can just ignore these little lines here. I'd have them jump into Coalition territory and then build a whole new fleet right under their nose. Unfortunately, they're not completely powerless. Like, they've got this altogether 100k fleet power fleet in their capital. So I can't exactly just jump in.
Can't just go in there running in, guns a-blazing.
It would be best to come in with a fleet that would actually be able to protect the Crimson Fucker. But man, just as a sign of how much the game changed since we started, remember when this was like the major power? Like, they spread all the way down here, and
They spread themselves too thin.
Yeah, we were wondering if we were gonna have shrimp cocktails. Then I was like, no, we might have to make friends with the shrimp for a little bit. But now it's like, what are the shrimp? The shrimp.
But now it's like, what shrimp?
Yeah, it's the shrimp and some AI that broke away from the coalition that are the weakest powers in the galaxy. Alright, our fleet power is still equivalent to the Wizaraki, but, man, I'm wondering what exactly their tech edge is. Is it just because they've been able to get the Fallen Empire tech? No? Like, aside from this Giga Cannon, I think we all have the same tech. Like, our shields are even better.
They got that on us.
Man, I really have to solve this unemployment problem. Is all the districts on Wayne's Ring World done? Nope. Alright. Well, guess what? Enjoy having a whole bunch of slaves show up.
Big ol' slave shipment here.
Make them all farmers. And so the thing is, the Dick update actually added something where unemployed populations will move on their own. You don't even need the Galactic.
Boy, that sounds nice.
Yes, that's why I wished I could make the update work with this game, but it breaks so many other things. Plus, I actually noticed that a side effect of getting this, the greater than ourselves thing, we can't have chattel slaves. In fact, one step above that is banning slavery as a whole. So, even if we got this mechanical advantage, it essentially means losing our slaves. They'd all become its servants.
I'm seeing Tyrosine Terra saying to adjust a fleet to have jump drives, or suggesting that. Is that something we can do?
I'm actually... Let me just finish that. I think they all have gotten updated to where they have jump drives. I just didn't want to move one of them out of position since the Tronzaru can still declare war on us.
Gotcha.
Impulse thrusters... Yeah, they all have the side jump drive.
Okay, cool. That just sounds like something useful, so I wanted to make sure it was mentioned.
Let's see... I may actually switch that out, because the beam's stronger, but has to go through shields. Yeah, you know what? Draculaser, you're firing lightning now. Enjoy.
Dracu Lightning!
And in fact, switch that out with more neutron launchers. Okay, so I'll let that ferment for a little bit, but we got plenty of housing. And of course now they're mad because they're all slaves.
Signed up for? Super Mutant, I don't know if it's wise for us to finish off the shrimp. It's nice having at least someone else that can vote for shit. That
oh yeah, and the shrimp are subjects of the coalition, so that would just be part of it.
So going to war with them would essentially be going to war with both of them.
It looks like the coalition is not done trying to wipe out the AI rebellion because they just declared war on them again. That's all the AI own, so not sure how long that's gonna last.
They're doing their best.
They passed the Natural Sanctuaries bill. I'm pretty sure that hurts me. Where is that? Natural Sanctuaries. Even less diplomatic weight from economy. Which may be good, because my economy is not the strongest. At least not until after I cleanse the trade routes. Situation. Yeah, the Wizaraki are still way ahead of us. Mainly for tech. So honestly, it would probably worth trying to push for initiatives that weaken tech diplomatic strength. Talk to the Shroud.
Give information from beyond.
Still just more of this stuff. Oh geez, and now we got a curse. Come on, give me an Eldritch Deity. I want an Eldritch Deity. Oh, hello. We've gotten kicked off. At least not
What?
yet. Yeah, no, the Trade Association has more power than us, so it's going to displace us in the council. Well, they're not going to accept what we just gave them, so dump both our envoys in the community. That should change the vote back more in our favor.
The Eternal Empires turns to community outreach.
Oh, hello. After having other species living with our people has caused some friction on Wayne's wing world. Be it cultural differences, xenophobia. Well, they're slaves.
Party on, slaves.
Distract the angry mob. You know, I don't care about the resources, so yeah, just whatever. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this should change.
Super mutant looking for some tough love on the association via planet crackers.
Well, again, this is the one part of the war where the Zealots actually seem to be winning, so I'm just... of course, I say that. They just threw a 3,000 fleet after a 23,000 fleet from the core. So I think, yeah, we are looking at the last gasp of the Zealots.
They're trying their best. Also, thank you, Vamp Planet, for gifting a bunch of subs here.
9 subs.
Welcome, Barrel234, Lord Cat, your Superstar DC, Dark Real, Shinzo the Lost, AGM, Aquile Game Mexicano, Metal Swords 2, Zervace Black, and Silent Wolf.
I'm also wondering if once the Zealots are knocked out, do we lose the ability to summon pilgrims?
Well, how helpful have summoning the pilgrims been? Really?
Well, we've got this fleet of over 50,000 fleet power by summoning them and keeping them consolidated. So it's
that
not
does
like,
sound pretty good.
Yeah, no, they haven't been a bad thing. The problem is they just... I'm still wanting an opportunity to try and snag some of that high-level tech from them before they get wiped out. Also, gonna need another colony name as we continue to fill out the ring world.
A colony name? Okay, let's see. Ooh, from Majin Hercule, this colony's name will be Super Nintendo World.
But I have to make sure that tourism is great. Oh wait, no, I should have. I need to change that to Super Nintendo Ring World and keep it with the Wayne's World. I can do that after they get colonized. All right, so I'm filling out the other 2 sections of the Ring World now. So soon this will be a Ring World Nevin can be proud of.
Real quick, Omega Syntax in chat saying that they've been able to summon them in game after wiping them out, so that might not be a problem.
Well, alright then. Sorry. Hesukaru, you really did nothing to deserve this, but we need some of that tech, so...
We have
We're at
declared
war, we're
Blame Omega Syntax. We
And
were
now-
willing to let you live until this new information found us.
Yeah, now adding insult to injury, we're gonna use your own pilgrims against you. Oh yeah, hold on. Alright, we kept our seat on the council, so there's that at least.
Try to remove us from the council?
We are the council. Well, most of it. At least half.
We're a majority.
Alright, so now you go there. Oh wait, you have to... fine. Good. Yeah, conquer that.
a hostile station has been engaged.
And a hostile station is... now ours. Oh, that's right. This counts as ownership. I don't want this system. The Trade Association can have this one back. Strategically unviable. Maybe untenable is a better choice of words. I just want that denouncement to get up there. This, the shrimp people propose that we focus on the Gay Tempest. The Gay Tempest isn't even around anymore.
A belligerent fleet has been engaged.
I'm telling you, the gray agenda is still out there, says the shrimps.
Okay, good. So we got some wreckage. Oh, that's right. You have to jump there to do it. The Trade Association system is in the way. Okay, so stop. Where's the closest science ship? Okay, so I want you to head to Bohr, and then when you get there, you'll jump over, and hopefully that'll take less time. Meanwhile, you go kill their planet killer. Yeah, because they too have a planet killer. It does the neutron sweep, and I think they just used it.
So it's probably, I'm assuming, gonna need to take a sec.
Well, at the very, it doesn't have to recharge, but at the moment it's nowhere close to one of our colonies. But if it does, it doesn't crack the planet, it just kills everything on it. Which is scarier.
Stuff.
Where do you think you're going?
You get back here.
I'm not... Where to go? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Everything's so scary.
Just keep turning. Just keep turning. Just keep turning.
I can outrun the lasers.
Oh, hey, we got a mega art installation.
Sounds cultured.
I don't
And
even know what
watches our fleet changes their attention.
Oh, it just gives us unity.
Establishing
Which isn't bad, but not really something we need. Sure, I
Unite
guess. Hunt
us.
them down.
Do you think the pirates that keep messing with our trade routes are just like the angry remnants of the people we've destroyed?
I mean, some of their ships look the same as the Corsairs that we destroyed, so I'd buy it. Maybe I should have let that fleet live long enough to conquer this system and be less of a problem. Okay, jump there. All right, and start researching the Rex.
Learn from our victories. Also, we've really fostered a galaxy of vultures where when one empire starts falling, it's like everyone declare war on them. Get their goods before everyone else does.
Yeah, pretty much. Better to get this, especially since we've kind of been playing at a tech disadvantage this entire time. I wouldn't be surprised if the Union has already gotten all this dark matter stuff, which is just making them more of a threat.
I like to think of the Authority watching our ships come in and be like, oh, thank goodness. Friends, are you here to help us with this war? Oh, something like that. And then we just light them up.
We are here to liberate you from yourselves. Oh no, it's the Eternal Empire.
Wait, that empire that was built on betraying everyone on its planet and exploded into the space where it proceeded to trust and then betray everyone who would get close to it? How could I have not seen this coming?
Debris has been analyzed.
All right, dark matter power, dark matter propulsion, just what we needed. So the power generator will let us field our more powerful tech. Ooh, now that's not good. That's a 200k fleet power barreling towards us that we really do not want to deal with.
That is a
hey
big
guys, you want to go for maybe a status quo piece?
Hey, fun thought.
Well, I mean, the deal was we just wanted to get the tech. As long as they don't destroy our science ship while it's picking over their bones, it's not that bad. Don't want them to eat their own pilgrims, though, so maybe... Can you guys jump yet? Go ahead and head back to Africa.
Bless those reins.
We'll let them run over this stuff. We just needed the tech. Oh no, not the art installation.
It really brought the room together.
I don't know why they put it over the sun. I wish I could see this art installation, but it's just so bright.
You're gonna have to wear shades at this art installation. They call it the partial eclipse. Yeah, when it comes to artwork, lighting is everything, Quinn. We have to have it here.
That is true.
If you're gonna display something, make sure it's bright enough.
Wait, where did they go? Oh, okay. Guess they didn't care anymore.
Talon of the Dragon suggesting we do what we're doing to what we are doing to the Authority to the pirates. Is there a way that we could just clean up our own streets?
No, the pirates don't have the pirates spontaneously appear. They don't have a
Okay,
source.
so we basically got spawn points for them, but not really.
Yeah,
unit kill.
they will just show up in a system that has high piracy if you don't have a way to combat them. Man, they do not like going through Frieza System 69.
It's a bad part of town.
I'm just wondering if there's something I can do. What trade routes go through that system? Oh, you know what? I know. There's not a gateway on that side, is there? Yeah, we could probably solve that by just putting a gateway in the same system as the wormhole. Where's a construction ship? Guess where you're going. In fact, you know what? Yeah, build it right next to the wormhole. That can't go wrong. Okay, I'm gonna change this up because now we've got more important things for you guys to research. Oh, except for you. You keep doing you. Oh, or not. What would I have you doing?
Has been
Sure,
analyzed.
Thrall Worlds.
Push the offensive. Stage Bridge, I like your comparison where this is less a war, more a mugging.
It's like, wait, no, don't bring around that right hook.
All right, all right, all right.
Yeah, no, send your most powerful fleet somewhere else. Like, they're the ones that took your home from you. I just needed some tech that you weren't willing to trade. And is that really
I just
so
wanted
wrong?
a little bit of technology. We're trying to educate ourselves, better ourselves. You should be grateful and happy for us.
And honestly, there should just be a way to dismantle the ships you have to learn the tech. Like, because I do find it a bit frustrating.
Reverse engineer.
That we have all of these pilgrims, and it's like, apparently if we just asked, hey, how does this work? They go, no! You may be our prophets or our messiah, but
If
we
I
ain't giving
told
you
you
that
that,
tech.
I'd have to kill you.
Yeah.
Well, then kill him so he can tell me. Deal.
Oh, Town of the Dragon, thank you for the 5 gift subs.
Hey.
Nequisfur, thank you for the 18-month resub. You come for Grant, stay for Quinn.
Ah,
I will offer no comment on that. Grant is far more amusing than I am.
hey, don't sell yourself short, Quinn.
I mean, I've seen the comments for the Pokemon Snap video. There's definitely a contingent. I think one of them called me Depressed Valium.
Oh, no. I actually didn't look at the comments for that. I was afraid people were going to be making fun of how bad I was at Pokemon Snap. I thought I was playing real poorly. All my pictures came out so bad.
Well, that's how I got the Eater of Fun and Hope Twitter bio. Oh, actually, this is pretty... So the one thing I wish I could show off, because it actually does make a difference in the Galactic community, but unfortunately everyone hates me, even my subject nation, is when you... Like, you saw us, like, sell favors to get alloys during that desperate struggle with the core, but if you get favors, you can actually spend them in the Galactic community to increase your diplomatic power for certain votes. Like, if I happen to have favors from the Wizaraki, I could spend them not maybe to have the Wizaraki switch sides, but to maybe get my own amount of votes equal to theirs. And honestly, given how much diplomatic power they have right now, I think I need to start investing in an Interstellar Assembly, because I can't... We at least need to keep our council position. Hey, are you busy? Harrowhawk? Let's see. Interstellar Assembly... We can't build more than 2 at a time. Alright, well, I'm going to have you get you ready to build 1. Go ahead and build it over the notorious BIE.
B.I.E.
B-I-T-E. Missed a letter.
And thank you, Tyrosine Terror, gifting a sub to Vexed Forest, who had just said, don't worry, we're both smart and handsome.
Where did you see my face? Where? Who let the secret out? Oh, okay. It looks like the Zealots have made peace. Status quo, meaning essentially whatever they got during the war they keep. So yeah, no, the Zealots have lost all of their home turf and now have this small blob of territory and 3 colonies. 4 colonies. Good for them, I guess. That's a bad sign. if the Awakened Empire can't match the Union of Sovereign Stars, we're gonna have to build up either our own forces or align more of the galaxy against them, which essentially means gobble up the coalition.
Okay, that sounds doable. Gobbleable.
Study has been completed.
We saw the cat's review. I didn't show my head in that. You just sent me in a cat head. I don't remember taking my... At least if I took my head off, I didn't have it pointing to the camera.
I know a video where your face showed up, but I'm not gonna tell people.
I know there are a few. Wait, oh no, I'm still at war with the Zealots. I forgot. It's like, wait, no, you made peace. Oh shit, no, not with me.
They didn't make it with me!
Okay, hold on. Linebackers of the Dead, go get Hentai back. Yeah, that should work. You'll probably take a few losses, but that should still be a victory. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you've been on a couple table streams. I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, I've been on a few streams. You see my face. It's just I agree. I won't say them. You'll have to look. Okay, so what I want, 2 of you, 1 of you, 2 of you, or ditch a commercial second. Yeah, just give me housing.
Jibberwocky's right. That hentai stash just keeps getting passed around.
Even the old guys got it now.
Next time we get it, the pages are gonna be all sticky, and it's just gonna be terrible.
Oh. Okay, hold on. Build this. Oh my gosh! Every time I look at this, it's just so much unemployment. It hurts. And I'm sure everyone now understands why I have not finished minigames Stellaris, because I do not build tall. I build wide, and before the dick patch, this was the ultimate result.
It's definitely been my I mean, Civ is really my only 4X experience, but I feel like late game, and like at least this has been true for both Civ 5 and Civ 5 and 6 for me, where it's just like late game feels like it just really slows down and kind of just becomes this. It seems like it's not really a race; it's more just like a waiting game.
Definitely. Especially when it comes to something like this, where it's hold on, pause the game, spend 30 minutes resettling pops because they're too dumb to go where the jobs are, which they aren't anymore, thanks to Dick. But yeah, it gets so tedious.
Build similarly wide normally in my games, so I can also get that.
There are people say there are ways to build tall. I'm not good at them because
I don't believe it.
You have to be really good at managing the resources of what little you get, and I'm always of the mindset of, well, if I have
just
all
give
this
me a ton of resources.
Yeah, no, if I have all this territory, it doesn't matter how inefficiently I manage the resources; they'll get where they're going.
Feel like for this stream I've been seeing Tyrosine Terror pushing that we abolish slavery. I don't know how I feel about that, but they are saying that less slavery means more employment and productivity.
Well, the thing is, most of our slaves aren't even chattel slaves anymore. Like, yeah, we have these 2, but most of them I made indentured servant just because I did at the time need them to get higher level jobs.
So is it one of those things where I love thematically that we still maintain slavery, but we might actually need to get rid of it for the good of our stats?
I'm not sure, because they're still considered slaves, but they're just slaves with a bit more autonomy.
Mm-hmm. They're slaves in everything but name, really.
Though, the thing is, like I said earlier, if we got this greater than ourselves, they'd finally move around, but then we would end up banning most forms of slavery aside from the indentured servants. So, first hurdle, no one wants to pass this for some reason. I guess they just really like having some of their pops on lower levels of subsistence, but we can't even get that far. It's only the Dick update that lets them move on their own, otherwise I have to resettle them.
Thank you, Ekus, for 100 bits, saying, hey, everyone needs a straight man, even if it's not as glorious of a performance. The Tylers of the world need Quins to balance the universe.
Should I take offense to being called a straight man in a different context?
I mean,
I'm not sure.
He's got the rainbow flag next to the bits he dropped, so I'm going to allow it.
Hey, I am perfectly good with the status quo piece if you are, Zealots. I just needed some tech, and I got it.
We got what we needed from this war, if you want to call it that. The skirmish.
Unacceptable. There will be no peace. Alright, fine then. You've got, like, something really pathetic. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, and there's the 200. Yep, no. Now that's something that can wrest hentai from us unless I throw everything I've got at it, which I am not a fan of. Oop, oop, oop. Okay, yeah, don't do that. Do that, and then go there.
Move!
Yeah, those are some circumstances I don't like. Everyone muster up. Luckily, we had all this ready for a Tronzaru invasion, so we're not completely being caught off guard. Okay, yeah, both of you actually just jump over here. But, no. I said jump. Oh, they don't have jump drives? Well, crap.
They accidentally redirected their fleet directly into the sun, killing them instantly.
I wish. Immediately.
See, at least those ones should have been burned at least a little.
Immediately heading to Space Australia. Yikes. We got some good stuff here, but unless everything on the frontier gets over there in time, that is going to be a losing battle.
Good.
How quickly are they going to get over there? Pretty fast, honestly. Those would be those dark matter thrusters coming into play. Yikes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go for a bit of a Hail Mary. I don't think it's going to help much, but I'm going to use those weapon edicts. You, and that's it. Well, isn't this a mess? Hold on, was it Control F9? There we go. I have no idea how the battle's going, but this is what it looks like.
It's pandemonium here in Space Australia.
If you have epilepsy, I'd recommend not looking, although I guess it's already too late.
It's a light show.
Yeah, it's a rave.
My sister is down. War is hell.
I mean, I can see those like curved battle cruisers still fighting, so that's not a good sign, honestly. More ships have arrived, though. Not. Okay, yeah, I forgot what our ships look like. All right, it looks like we won. How much did it cost?
Yeah, but at what
yeah, the
cost?
linebackers of the dead wiped out.
Everything.
Meanwhile, what the hell? Why was the Sovereignty fighting with them? Or rather, why were they even here? Okay, yeah, it looks like the Red Cross Blood Drive fleet got wiped out. Morbid Swarm got half of them gone.
Whew.
Pudding Patrol lost half and all of their cruisers. Yeah, no, that was a very costly battle, but we won. Now, I want everyone to heal. Except for the mosquitoes. You guys go ahead and move to Hentai and retake that. Well, there's your climactic battle for the stream, guys. Oh, and I think now, can we build that assembly hall yet? No. Okay, well, I don't want a status quo now. They took Hentai and Vampdor from me.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, no, we're taking those back before we're declaring peace.
Also, didn't we just like kill their big fleet? Aren't we like probably not really that scared of them anymore?
Correct, but I don't want to gobble up any more of this. Like they missed the one system I need them to get to make this all worth it. Honestly, I'm tempted to kind of cede most of this back to the association, because now it's just it's like a 3-system blip that's going to be hard to get to because the one system that connects it all is not in my control. I guess I could spend something on a claim. No, I already claimed it. Go figure. Thanks, past me. Also, yeah, I'm pretty sure most of their bigger ships just warped away. I don't think they actually got destroyed.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I see.
Yeah, because a whole other fleet was over here messing with the
A
sovereignty.
study has been completed.
And they actually got the one buffer system, so that's not good. But hey, we got the dark matter reactor. Get those dark matter deflectors. Anything else? Nope. Okay, explosive weapon damage goes up. So I maybe not declare peace while the sovereignty has to deal with this. It does look like the sovereignty is winning. Whoops. Okay, that's not good. How do I send someone over there quickly? Forget which one of these gets them there fast. Smart and handsomes, go help them out.
Please do something.
Especially since I'm gonna have to spend a whole lot of alloys rebuilding the fleet.
Apt question from the chat. Are you winning, son?
I don't know. Okay, so we got that. So now we can move back over here and queue up the Interstellar Assembly, which will help us keep a bit of a foothold in the Galactic community. Because they suck, but we can't leave them yet. Alright, now you go to Hentai and reclaim it. Oh, and you know what? While all this is going on, sure, let's talk to the Shroud. How you doing, hon? Oh, ship repair. I guess we need that.
Sure. I guess repairing ships could be useful.
Okay, so they're all repaired. Return. Okay, good. So that'll seat everyone back out to where they were. Oh shit! What just showed up here? Really? Okay, that's actually they're on par with the mosquitoes, but shit, I didn't see them coming. That's actually a fight the mosquitoes are probably gonna lose. And they're popping in Vamp Door, so the fight's gonna begin immediately. Crap. Can I assign the leader while they're in hyperspace? That may make all the difference. There. See how that turns out.
We've adjusted your rank while we were in hyperspace. Your pay will be reflective in the next check.
You got your psionic and you have a brain slug? Approved. Oh wow, look at that fleet power just collapse.
Yeah.
Yikes. Alright, so what did we actually lose? Oh, just the whole ship. The whole fleet minus 3 battleships. Great. Yeah, I might have to change my policy here because I'm pretty sure hit and run is why most of our enemy fleets seem to survive. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot because having all these all or nothing fights they mostly end in victory, but half the time I lose the fleet. Okay, Morbid Swarm. No, High Wind. You guys all still have your battleships. Go fight. Go retake Hentai for the glory of the Empire.
Go now!
People are asking what is my first canon appearance in the TFS manga. I honestly don't know.
I'm liking the lore they're building around you. I've seen that you were once mentioned by the manga author in a tweet, but no one thought you were a canon character until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I guess the first time I was mentioned was like during one of the anime reviews where I came with you guys to see one of the movies. It might have been one of the My Hero movies.
Really?
Then after that, yeah, no, because I was with you guys when you saw the first one, Two Heroes. No, or was that the second one? And
No, the second one's 2 euros, I think.
Yeah, because you were still. That was back when the FMK reviews were still going on.
What do you mean? They are still going on. We've been. Oh wait, no, not the FMK. Never mind.
Yeah, no, the My Hero reviews are still going.
Yes,
on.
the My Hero reviews are still going.
And
That's
the
right.
FMK was
Has
a
not.
season's
I
worth
see.
of people watching anime, which we just didn't have the time for. Okay, so we got hentai back, which is good. Well, keep the Highwind fleet there because they're pretty powerful. But meanwhile, we're still losing a lot of turf. I don't want the sovereignty to have to deal with that, even though they are bad subjects. So where is the fleet I sent after them? I don't... Whoa, really? Whoa, really? That's the way you're taking? Okay, hold on. Do you guys have jump drives? No, you don't. Okay, well...
Every time you say jump drive, I hear junk drive.
Sometimes it is both. Yeah, go back there. There has to be another way to get over there. How about you come over here? And we can probably actually jump the Crimson Fucker up this way.
Oh, Two Heroes was the first My Hero movie. Heroes Rising was the second one. I would have definitely...
I mean, how hard is it to get those mixed up?
Well, in knowing what happens in both movies, I would switch those titles. Like,
I agree.
because one movie definitely focuses on two young heroes, while another definitely focuses on how one hero is rising to meet his mentor.
Okay, let's upgrade the ships we have still around to the new specs. What is your home base? I'm thinking your home base is now going to be Angmar. Bloody feast. I don't even know why you're here. Sure. Oh, that's right, because of the piracy. Freeza System 69. Who did I not have sitting there? Oh yeah, Smart and Handsome. You guys will sit there. You, little Astaros.
Man, I have been catching myself. I am getting into the real bad habit of always sitting cross-legged in my computer chair. And I have a feeling that is really bad for my posture and legs.
Honestly, there were a lot of times I hunched up on a chair like L from Death
Yep.
Note till one of my knees just would not take it anymore. Like, it wouldn't hurt during, but every time I'd stand up, it would go, oh hey, I don't do that anymore. I don't extend. What are you, an idiot? Alright, so you're still throwing kind of some junk down here, so that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Where did the Interstellar Texan go? It was over here. I took the gateway here. there you are. Okay, so I want you to jump here. Oh wait, if I conquer that, am I taking it away from the sovereignty? Shit, I don't want to do that. I find that really annoying. I don't want these little enclaves all over the place.
No.
It's going to be so annoying to manage.
Vessels have been refitted.
Okay, so now all of our fleets are going to get the finest tech. Now that I think about it, how does our tech now compare to the Zaraki? Still overwhelming. Yay. Just what kind of techs do they have on us now that makes their level so high, so much higher? Is it just their production?
Saw Ekus in the chat suggest the Seiza position for sitting, and now I'm learning about that. Looks like it's just sitting on your knees, though, from these pictures. I feel like that wouldn't be very good for you either.
I've definitely done that, and it feels like my legs fall asleep.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Alright, I'm going to keep things going, but I'm going to slow time down a bit as I need to quickly step away. I'll be right back.
Okie doke. Well, while he's doing that, while he's stepping away, I'm going to continue thinking about how I sit. Because, like, I feel like if sitting cross-legged is so bad for me, why do my legs keep doing it naturally? Like, why do I have to focus on making them not? Like, it's not necessarily that, I guess I guess I would slouch naturally if I wasn't thinking about it, and that's not good for you. But it just seems like my legs should just do what they want to, you know. I feel like they would naturally want to sit in a position where they'd want to be okay. Seiza's what we learned in karate. Hurts at first, but now it is the most comfortable way. Okay, so it's like, I'm guessing sitting like that regularly stretches something to where it becomes better, and that position is just good for your legs all around. Just seems like you'd be putting a lot of weight on the backs of your like knees and feet, I guess, if that's kind of where your ass is going. But I don't know. I'm no scientist, and I'm the one sitting wrong whenever he's given the opportunity. Uh-oh. Rising unemployment in Langsdorfia. That sounds like it's going to be bad news for Quinn to come back to. Andy, I'm saying, as someone who's found himself sitting way more in the last year than usual, I'm realizing my natural sitting habits are apparently very bad for me. And because I've been sitting more, it's becoming more apparent. I know it seems like a simple thing that, you know, everybody should be able to do first try, but no, I have managed to question how I sit.
Our vessels have been reinvigorated.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. There was rising unemployment in Langsdorfia or something.
Yeah, that seems to be. I'm always. There needs to be about 20 minutes where I just sit down and allocate all of these unemployment to the ring world. But you know what? Actually, while we're speaking about it, we do have. And before I even do that, I still have to fix the name of the first colony.
Oh yes.
It's very important. All right, so we got another ring section. So, is there another colony name?
There sure is. This colony name comes from the ever-generous Vamp Planet 419. We've got Malachor 5, but the 5 is a V. So Malachor space V.
All right, I have no world, so... All right. Yeah, no, I remember that from KOTOR 2.
Okay, I had a feeling it was a reference. I just didn't catch it.
Okay, yeah, I'm just brain fart. Didn't know if I clicked OK or if I exited out of the window.
Kimosobe asking if Quinn is playing. That is correct, and I would laughingly say I am helping, but I don't think my suggestions are anything to listen to. Quinn's the one who has played this game before. Though I feel like I have watched enough of it now to have a decent idea of what's going on. Still not entirely sure like where to like look for different information if I was playing it myself, but I think I have an idea of how it goes.
I'd wonder if the Dick patch would make it easier for you to play, because it does kind of narrow down the delta of choice, especially early on. Like, you have less building slots you have to worry about filling out. The districts maybe are a bit more complicated, but you can now use one of them to build alloys or consumer goods. You don't have to worry about filling up building slots with too many of these. It'd be interesting. I'm not sure. All right, where's this? Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? Go ahead. Take those planets. I don't care, as long as you don't get past Focal. I don't care. Although I guess that means we won't be renaming those systems now that we know we're losing them.
Dang.
Well, you gain some, you lose some. You know what? I'll compromise. I don't want this enclave here, but so I'm gonna try and give it back to the sovereignty. But if there's actually a span of time where we're holding on to these systems, which there will be because I still have to go over here and declare status quo, we'll rename these.
Okie doke. We'll still have something to rename.
The sovereignty will just take back those systems by kind of giving us the side eye, like, you name this one what? And we have to keep it that way?
And we can't change it back?
Not if you don't want to be integrated. All right, our engineers and planetary ecologists today finished the last of the habitat sections of the ring world we built in the Blood Moon system. The construction of this great megastructure must be considered a milestone in the history of the Eternal Empire. We have accomplished what only a handful of civilizations in history of our galaxy have managed before. Let this ring stand forever as a testament to how much the new vampire species has achieved since we first ventured beyond the safety of Earth.
Wow.
And I need another colony name.
Another colony name? Well, thanks to Gatha88, this colony will be called the Walk-In Freezer.
Oh, you know what? Perfect for the high vampires. Is walk-in with a apostrophe, a hyphen, or?
There wasn't, but I think it should. I feel like that tells you more what it is.
Vessels have been refitted.
Also, thank you, King of Ices, for the sub.
All right.
Kimasobe would like to know, Quinn, if you're ever going to go back and check in again on Evil Geniuses 2. They've watched that VOD many times now.
Of all the streams I need to pick back up on, I will say that one is lowest on the list, especially in light of the fact that the Mass Effect Legendary Edition is coming out soon, and I definitely want to do something with that. I'm not sure if it's going to be a serial. When I looked back, when I was getting back into streaming, I looked back at all the things I left up in the air, and I realized, oh shit, that's a lot of stuff I left up in the air. So I think Evil Genius 2 is going to have to fall by the wayside, especially since they're putting out updates for it, and some of them seem to do good things, some of them seem to break the game. So I'm just not I guess I maybe give that game a questionable stability. So it's not. I'm not saying I will never go back to it, but when it comes to finishing up the things I started, it's lower on the list. Can I not build that anywhere in here? Let's come over here. I want to see. Oh, you know what? The gateway is probably running that. How about just desserts? Huh? Still nothing. Are we coming back to XCOM at least? Yes, actually. Friday may be a very full day, as Grant, you and I are gonna take a look at your progress in Pokemon Snap if you're feeling up to it, and then after that, I am intending to jump back into XCOM. It may not be for a full 2 hours, but I would like to get the ball rolling on that again too. I had to take a big break from a lot of the strategy streams just because my head's been a bit of a fog during April.
Understandable.
All right. Okay, move up. Take that back. Oh, okay. So this was theirs, and it was given back. So unfortunately, we won't be able to rename these systems since we're just giving them back to the subject. Oh, unpause that.
Let things go. Let time move.
Man, I'm never going to get this denouncement up there.
Council will not hear it.
I like how the Weezeractor, like, when I see something I don't like that's getting too high up there, I veto it with my council power. But the Weezeractor are like, no, we're just going to keep approving of stuff that bumps yours down the list.
How we work, you know?
You'll always just see it there, but never be able to have us vote on it.
Okay, I'm going to try and sit in this Seiza position for the stream now, because I keep noticing myself crossing my legs and having to, like, kind of make myself move them. So if I'm just sitting on them, maybe they'll stay here.
So it's really just sitting on the backs of your legs, like, kind of.
Pretty much, yeah. That, like it's like a karate seated stance, you know.
I feel like I've done that so many times before, but yeah, it just cuts off circulation to my legs.
That's my thought, but hey, maybe it's just because my legs aren't used to it yet. They haven't had the proper training.
Okay, so once I take back Murrah. Oh, really? You've been busy up here too? Okay, wait, no, they're handling it. I don't want the sovereignty to lose too much space because that looks bad on us. You know what? You're right. I could just declare it an emergency measure. I can't do it now because we're busy voting already, but next time the council's out of session, I may finally call them on it. Though I'm sure the union's gonna not vote with me, so it's just gonna be an uphill battle.
I like Super Mutant's translation of events. Emergency declaration! Fuck these guys! In transmission.
That's just the Kaiserwind's annual address to the community.
And there we have it. Another stirring speech from the Kaiserin herself.
It's almost like Cicero back during the Punic Wars. And most of all, fuck Carthage in particular. Good day.
Goodbye.
Okay, do you guys have an army to take this back, or am I going to have to conquer it for you? I guess this would be a TFS Conquest segment. If anyone wants to pitch us idle questions, I will give priority to Star Wars questions in honor of the holiday.
There you go.
Corporate holiday.
Ask Star Wars questions. I won't know info, but I can give you opinions. True Paradox, apparently immortality isn't good for your mental health. I could definitely get that.
Our vessels have been reinvigorated.
Ah, easy one off the bat. Green Elridge, what do you think of the Star Wars font? I've always liked it. I like that logo and like their font going, like when they do the big text boxes at the beginning.
Me too. At least with the curved font, they actually seem to have changed it when it came to the standard text font for the crawl. At least if you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was back when The Force Awakens came out. They were comparing the text crawl for that to like A New Hope, and you could see that the New Hope font looked at least a bit more kind of 70s digital, like almost blocky. But it looked more aerial in the Force Awakens font. It was a long time ago. I just remember it was back on, I think, Tumblr. Someone was pointing that out.
vessels have been reinvigorated.
Which race in Star Wars would be tastiest? Well,
Ooh.
I mean, I'm always a fan of sushi, so I have to wonder how the Mon Calamari and Corrin taste.
Our vessels
If,
have been reinvigorated.
you know, Luke was shooting them womp rats for a reason. I got to assume they've got some tasty meat.
Gamorreans, the pig people, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. Who's your favorite Jedi and Sith, respectively? I would probably say favorite Jedi. Jedi is tougher for me. Sith, I'm a sucker for like the edgelord, good guy falling into bad guy. I love pre-Darth Vader like suit Anakin, like him just being like just moody guy, moody Hayden Christensen is my favorite Sith. And favorite Jedi is what's his name? Dude whose head kind of looks like a moon, like a crescent shape guy. I know, Kimari Mundi. What's that?
Yeah, the one with the giant bulb on his forehead. Yeah. Mundi.
Yeah, I always liked his design. Thought he was cool. Wish I would have seen him more in the movies.
You know what? It's because of Robot Chicken, but I'm always tickled pink by the story of Yarl Poof. In Robot Chicken, at least.
Wait, which one is that?
He is the one that looks like the oh my gosh, they're from Kaminonians, the long neck people. He's not that same species, but from a distance he kind of looks like them because it just looks like humanoid with a massive giraffe neck. You see him in episode 1, but you don't see him on the Jedi Council after that. And Robot Chicken came in and said, "Oh yeah, he was getting the pizza for the council after they were debating letting Anakin in because they had Yalbov just sitting there going, why is this a council if it's just Mace Windu and Yoda talking to each other?" So they sent him out for pizza, and he didn't come back until after Anakin killed all the Jedi in the temple. And he's like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm leaving." And you see him next on the Death Star with a giant mustache hiding from Darth Vader.
Fortunately escaped everything that would have happened.
It was just funny. He immediately gave like crackers to Vader and Palpatine where they're in the canteen, and he just looks off to the side and goes, "All my friends are dead." And then a stormtrooper pops up and says, "Hey, do you have extra crackers?" And, "Yes, we do." Just nice little mask he put on.
Akira Cortex, what's the deal with the lightsaber colors? Most Jedi are blue, but what about Mace Windu? What color sabers would you guys want? Also asked Immortal Frost Zero.
For Akira, there seems to be, I'm not sure if the new Disney lore, which I already complained about, established a set reasoning, but they used to have it be that the colors represented like the kind of Jedi. Like
I remember hearing that. Green was Guardian, blue was Knight.
Yeah, and you had yellow for Sentinel. And then you just had purple because Samuel Jackson wanted a purple lightsaber.
Samuel Jackson wanted purple.
He gets what he wants. I remember because they had this is kind of going to look bad in light of what I was saying earlier, but they had an Ahsoka book, and in that book they did have an explanation about why the dark side users had theirs colored red, and it used to be in the old canon that because the crystals they used were synthetic, but now it's apparently the Kyber crystal, which is considered in the new canon to be like kind of a living organism. Like it's not exactly like a sentient rock thing, but it's kind of alive. It bleeds as a result of the violence used to obtain it, either from another Jedi or...
That's edgy and fun.
And because it's bleeding, that's why it's always red.
As far as what color I would have, weirdly enough, green is like my favorite color, but I actually thought the blue lightsabers always looked best.
Man, I honestly can't say. I just offhand, I feel like it would be blue, but when it comes to the old Sentinel, Guardian, Consular stuff, I feel like I'd be a Consular, so it would be green. I live with it either way. If you just wanted my favorite color, it'd probably be blue. Other than that, you have red, and I don't want to be evil, because evil is not nice.
I feel like I would go with an evil aesthetic, but I'd be like the good guy Sith. I'd be we don't have to kill him. I'm just gonna enforce my will.
Steering clear of belligerence.
I saw someone say, thoughts on Darth Maul. I don't hate him, but honestly, he could have just stayed dead.
Yeah, I don't know much of his extended lore. I know he shows up after Phantom Menace with like spider legs or something, or
he shows up in Clone Wars.
Body.
He gets helped by witches. He forms a crime syndicate, and it all just kind of comes to naught. So in the end, it's like we didn't want to give up this character, but in the end, he was a zero sum anyway. So I didn't care. I didn't hate that they brought him back, but I also don't think he added much to anything. Oh no, it's going for Blood Moon.
I love his design, and I thought him, introducing the concept of the two-sided lightsaber was badass as hell. And I will never not think that's cool. But I feel like, again, as someone who'd never really watched it himself, everything it sounds like they did with him after that sounds like this. He's so cool, everybody likes him. We're gonna have to bring him back for something. What if he was like this cool crime lord guy? And it's just like, I feel like that's never an indicate. Like, he didn't really have a character. He was just a menacing phantom force, which was what made him cool. Giving him more personality and stuff, I feel like undercuts that.
All right, I'm gonna have to stop this dead because we've finally gotten an event in the Shroud that isn't pointless. An endless desert stretches before us. We have been here before. Shirakul Malazundak. Something emerges from the sand. It is difficult to see. Sarabi Milasuk. The words are like thunder, spoken by a mouth for which they were never intended. We are compelled to answer.
Oh.
Do we exit or just go ahead and shout out Kunak di Kirak?
I feel like we've been talking to the Shroud too much to just leave.
I agree. Kunak di Kirak. Curse bestowed. A powerful psychic backlash has bounced back through our conduit with the Shroud, and it seems to be interfering with our interstellar sensors. The sensor resolution from all sources have been greatly diminished, resulting in much shorter sensor range. Wah,
Great.
Wah. Well, that was worth it.
Shroud, why are you going to talk to us if you're going to be upset if we respond?
You didn't say the secret word.
Damn it, they're viewing us like children who should be seen and not heard.
Alright, I've got a whole bunch of influence here. What to spend it on? However, let's actually get some habitats going. Or is this... yeah.
Wizard Man and the sci-fi wizard man in chat voicing my thoughts. Don't you love it when the Shroud only gives you a single option and that option is bad, but it doesn't tell you it's bad until you pick it?
Can't say I'm a fan.
I'm assuming, well, I guess I don't really know. I figure that choice is not always bad. My guess is it's a dice roll of some kind. Unless it really is just a, do you recognize these words or this scenario, then you know to say just leave. Because that to me sounds less fun.
I didn't know I had to take notes while playing this. Damn it,
yeah,
game.
like if I went back, or if I made my own file and encountered the Shroud and got to this point in its tree of events, I am assuming, like, it would be kind of a bummer to me if I knew that if I recognized those words, it would just be like, oh, that's gonna be the curse that's gonna fuck with your scanner. Just say no. Just leave. Though, unless, like, in its Shroud language, it was saying, come forth and respond if you want your scanners to be worse. And our response was yes, please.
You know, it was probably even worse. It was just people who want to be blind to say what?
yeah.
All right, sovereignty, invade your own planets. I'm not doing this for you.
A status quo peace, huh?
Yeah, though I think if I do it now, it still leaves them with these two enclaves in the sovereignty's territory. Oh, come on, guys. Really? Let it go.
Sci-Fi Wizard Man saying, the Shroud is the coolest ascension route in the game by far, lore-wise, but it's also the most random and therefore the most unviable. Everything in the Shroud is based on RNG, and you can therefore get consistently screwed over by it. Huh.
Yep.
Well, to me, that's the most
correct.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a gamble.
Yeah, no, you're not keeping that. Where's the army? I just want this war to be over with, so I stop having to deal with this border problem. Okay, see, that's what I was hoping you'd do, but now also take out Focal. And they came back down here again. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Until I'm not here for you to teach it anymore. Super Mutant asking a question that I don't know if I remember a good answer for. Has the Shroud really done anything truly useful for us?
We contacted we got the psi jump drives and the psi shields through the Shroud, which was a nice tech boost for when we didn't want to have to fight the Fallen Empire. Now they're so weak, of course, it didn't really matter, but it gave us an edge at the time. So I would definitely say yes, we got something beneficial from the Shroud.
Now, whether it has been more benefit than cost,
correct.
That is a bigger question.
I mean, you get a nice endgame crisis through the Shroud, but it doesn't seem to want to come out and talk to us yet.
I get very, like... There's another track that I get a very big, like, you're looking at the Mass Effect map sense. This one feels more like the selecting a mission, getting ready to hit the ground.
Yeah, your eyes do kind of glaze over a bit when you're just looking at this for so long. It's almost like when you're looking at the Matrix and you just see the different people you're looking at. Cypher, you creep.
You just kind of slowly absorb it all.
Oh yeah, you're right. It did give the Chosen One, but we didn't want to risk trying to give it to the Kaiserin, so it just ended up being one of our scientists. In retrospect, that would have been something I should have rolled the dice on. That would have made things a bit more interesting.
There's a chance the Chosen One's just like immortal, right? So we would have just had a leader for the rest of it.
Well, I think they are immortal.
Oh, they're just always immortal. Gotcha.
Let's see. Which one is it? I'm pretty sure they have a very recognizable symbol. Oh, there it is. Yep, it was an admiral we gave it to. The Incisors Admiral. And yes, one of the qualities is he's immortal. He's 259 years old. I think he beat Barbarossa.
Wow.
Barbarossa. Speaking of, our Kaiserin here is almost 200. She may end up passing away.
The sun may finally be setting on the Kaiserin. Thank you, Crafty Rogue, for the sub. 6-month streak. Also, Audio Dragon asking, what fictional world would you want to live in or visit? I mean, I feel like there's a lot of them, but if I had to pick one to live in, my answer has always been the Pokemon universe. I feel like
An enemy planet has been secured.
it would be scary knowing there are essentially eco-terrorists out there who could capture gods. But I could catch a bird in my backyard and use it to fly to school. That'd be neat.
Yeah, that's expected. Let's see. Fictional world to visit. I want to visit the Shadowrun universe. Because I always like the kind of interplay between tech and magic. Not stay there, dear God. No. It's a dystopia.
Just want to peep in. Take a look.
Yeah, no. It's a corporate dystopia on top of the dragons that want to hoard everything. As for fictional universe to live in... That's really hard. There's so many. I would want to say Star Trek, if only because it's at least when it had the utopian ideal, not when the Dominions show up, because then it's just as bad as Star Wars, just with replicators. And honestly,
if I visit a fictional world, can I take something out of it when I come home?
Definitely not Hunter x Hunter. Okay, so here's the thing about Hunter x Hunter. You would have to be an end user. Like, if you're just a guy in Hunter x Hunter, it would probably be not too different.
Too different from reality.
Yeah, as long as you don't get too close to all that Hunter bullshit. But if you're gonna do that, then you definitely want to be an end user. But then you, of course, open up with the thing of, well, can I be a Jedi in the Star Wars universe? I always find it more interesting if the question is just, what universe would you be in, and still just be a guy?
Just kind of like essentially your social status will be similar to whatever universe you're entering. Because, that's what I like about the Pokemon universe. Even average Joes get Pokemon.
You don't think the professor would look at you and think you're too old? I'm here for my Pokemon journey. It's like, you have to be
I feel like the consistent thing in the Pokemon universe is everyone in the universe really wants you to love Pokemon as much as they do. And so they're usually like looking for a chance to get you excited and to get you to also catch Pokemon. Which makes me wonder if it's like an ecological thing. Like, is Pokemon training part of like a conservation effort?
Or is it more like we have to enslave these things or else they'll run over us?
Or they're gonna, we need to be Pokemon trainers until they realize they outnumber and overpower us.
I remember that opening to Detective Pikachu. That tiny Cubone wrecked someone's shit.
Yeah.
Alright, so I see we're nearing the end of our time slot here, and I'm noticing, aside from trying to teach these old men a lesson, not much is happening, and because of the blast we've been taking trying to keep the Awakened Empire in check, we don't have much to play with. So, what Grant, you and I talked a bit about this.
Yes.
The end game crisis isn't going to start for another 50 years. In retrospect, I shouldn't have set the end game time to 2700. Because that's another 150 years from now. But because this is a PC game, we have the magic of the console. So what I can actually do right now is queue up the endgame crisis to start. And I'm going to let you guys choose what intergalactic terror we face that will either destroy us next stream or something we can maybe conquer. So, what I want, I'm going to let guys stop saying it. It's going to be a poll. What I'm going to do, I have to pause this because I'm going to minimize it to go back over and chat, is I'm just going to give you guys the names of the endgame crises. If you don't know what they are, feel free to still vote. Because they're cool names. Okay, hold on. I want to make sure I word this right. Which endgame crisis should spawn spell endgame right? You love that movie. So, your choices are the Prethorn Scourge, the Unbidden, not the, no, don't spell that right. The Contingency. Let's see. Gotta make sure that's all of them. That would be all the ones that apply to us. So you have 3 choices. The Prethorn Scourge, the Unbidden, or the Contingency. I will not allow extra votes, and I'll have this run for 2 minutes. Go.
Vote for how the universe could end.
End of the cycle isn't something I can queue up on the console.
Yeah, all right. And I like Sagebridge's like lore theorizing for how this is happening. These were just vamps messing around in their lab thinking of their next project right before it went Jurassic Park.
That would definitely work with some of these because almost all of them involve tech that like we got redlined and what we went. Yeah, no, we're researching it anyway. All right, open the game back up. Why don't we give this a nice save? Go ahead and call this Vamps in Space Pre-Doom. And I'll make this an emergency measure. Let's everyone vote. Denounce the Wizaraki. Do it! Do it now!
Go! We haven't the time to debate. It just must be done.
Mighty Mouse asking, can you have all 3? I technically could, but then we would definitely be destroyed by it. Oh yeah, well, so you don't have all 3 happen naturally, but through the console you can summon all 3. At that point, though, we're not saying, can the Empire survive? It's now, which endgame crisis winds up conquering the galaxy? Alright, time's almost up, and I can't look at the poll until it's over, thanks to having the console open. Which crisis will win? It's the Unbidden with 59% of the vote. Alright, so I type in event, not event, event. Crisis? And then I could either spawn them right away, or I can have us have the lead up. So, to not have them immediately pop up and overrun me, I'd like to have a bit of a heads up so I can try and fight them.
We can maybe figure it out.
See here. Oh, actually, I can't. They just appear. All right, well, you guys got the right one then. This one just pops up. All right.
Hey!
Galactic power surge. Instruments across the Eternal Empire have suddenly picked up a subspace power surge of massive proportions coming from somewhere within our galaxy. Our scientists are struggling to come up with an explanation for this event. Nothing of its like has ever been recorded. The exact origin of this sudden power surge is yet to be identified, but we are still in the process of analyzing the available data. The Unbidden come. Unbidden. Those jerks.
Ironic that we had to bid them come via the command console. Only for them to be the Unbidden.
What the? Really? Okay, you know what? Just for that, yeah, you get your status quo. I'm done with that. The source of the massive power surge we detected earlier has been identified. It comes from some kind of gigantic subspace tear in the SIM system. Okay, good. That doesn't sound like one of ours. Fleets of strange spacecraft are pouring out of this dimensional portal, and early reports speak of indiscriminate attacks against everyone coming into contact with them. We have intercepted a powerful signal being sent from the arriving vessels to somewhere on the other side of the portal. It sounds like a hunting call.
The situation log has been amended.
Feeding ground reached. Prey bountiful at long last. We shall feast. What the fuck are you? Oh, it just closed the comm channel.
It refused to answer, as it would not be bid, being the unbidden and all.
All right, so where did they? Oh no, they showed up in our.
Oh, right in our armpit, practically. Well, our
Well,
friend's armpit, which is right next to us.
Yeah, unfortunately, it ended up being an ally, so this is a bit annoying. All right, so what showed up? Well, it definitely does look like that definitely looks like a gigantic tear in subspace, doesn't it?
And look at those fleet powers.
It's pretty powerful, but not insurmountable. That's a bit closer. Yeah, that's almost 200,000. That's not good. But aren't you glad I made peace with the fallen empire, you guys? Hold on. Hey. Guess what? The Great Tempest, they're dead. So let's go ahead and spend some influence on that. There we go. How about these guys, though?
Mighty Mouse would like to know what the crisis's strength was set to. Did we give ourselves an easy crisis or a hard crisis?
I set it to 1, so it's normal.
Okay, so
I
like
didn't make it
just
super
standard.
weak nor super strong.
Gotcha.
And you set that at the start of the game, so I can't say I remember 100%.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay, so guess what we're spending all our alloys on? Because now it actually matters. Go ahead, rebuild the fleets. All of them.
Do it! There isn't much time. The
In the
unbidden...
meantime, enjoy being eaten. Oh yeah, guess what? You're gonna have to jump over here, because you're in the way. So the thing is with the unbidden, all the endgame crises, is they are given the relatively super powerful start, and they just get more and more powerful the more they conquer. Especially with the unbidden, any colonite, they have these instead of star bases, they have these dimensional anchors, which help them manifest themselves in our universe. Yeah, and
like the anti-spiral? Gurren Lagann? They kind of just came in from another universe and went, "You're advancing too quick."
Well, so the thing is, it's the jump drive tech that's supposed to queue them up, because the idea is, as we're using the jump drive, we're punching holes into their space. So the more holes we punch, the more attention they give to our universe, and now they're here to feed on us. Yeah, because the different endgame crises are these guys, which have friends which may show up later depending on how well they conquer the galaxy. Yeah, these guys, please.
Sci-fi wizard man with the tip. The unbidden have the most powerful shields, but almost no armor. If you outfit your ships with all kinetic weapons, you can hard counter them.
Let's do that.
that sounds very helpful.
So anything that ignores shields or does extra damage to shields. Yeah, penetrate shields, extra damage to shields. There we go. You're good. You're good. You have that change out to that. Ow. Because I'm rebuilding the fleet, they're all being used. Let's start from the bottom then.
The
Oh, you're definitely good. You're less so. Those actually penetrate. I'm gonna be a bit fun here and do that. And now the game audio is glitching out, so you know it's good.
Things have gotten really
Okay,
intense.
So aside from the Scooty Puff Jr., everything else is kitted out for shield bustin'. Oh, and they're already about to hit Laboon's Requiem, so guess where you need to go? Far away from here. How about over there?
Run!
Yeah, that fleet actually might be able to, the incisors might be able to beat it if they were stronger. Really? You can't upgrade there? Oh, you want to go where it's quicker. Fine, whatever. The gateway here should be kept. All right, well, it's 9 o'clock, and we've summoned the end game, so join us next week where we either triumph or die. Quinn, it's not paused? Yes, it is. I'm looking at it right now. It says paused.
Might have been
While I was
before?
doing the ship designer. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Paused it now.
Everything's paused for now.
So, I'll go ahead and give this another save. I'll call it VIS fucked. Oh, I can't do a question mark, so fine. VIS fucked. Alright, guys, and that'll be it from us tonight. Thank you for joining us. I will be back tomorrow, keeping down the Persona 5 Strikers train, and then Grant, you and I will be back with Nick on Thursday to keep up with Civ Wars. And then on Friday, as I said earlier, we may be checking in on your Pokemon Snap, but we will definitely come back that evening to come back to XCOM. Busy week, busy. Let me just see if Nick is still streaming. He is. So I will return you guys to Returnal. And let's say a red message is, oh, you know what? It's fitting. We are the Unbidden.
Yes, we are the Unbidden.
So have fun with Nick, guys. Let him know you are unbidden. And maybe treat him better than the Unbidden are treating us.
I like that.
Later, guys.
See you around, everybody.